business model. The traditional model of the newspaper does not seem to be translating well to the digital age. But I'm optimistic that we will find different business models to replace it. So, for example, I spend a lot of my time now doing podcasts, and there's a possibility that could be as important and as profitable a form of journalism as the newspaper was in the previous generation.
And have you heard of deepfakes? Some AI tool that can replace in video with face of politician or celebrity, so it can really change the whole political climate. So what do you think of that?
Well, that just makes the role of an independent press more important. That as the kind of possibility for deception in the dissemination of information grows greater, then we're going to have to rely more and more on people that we trust to tell us what's true. And that's the role I think the media has traditionally played. And that's going to be an even more important role.
What do you think is the secret to achieving success? Are there any secrets to becoming successful?
Are there any secrets? There's no simple secrets. In my book, Outliers, I talked a lot about the importance of things like luck. When you're born, where you're born, but also hard work. I don't think that people who are successful are somehow magically more talented than the rest of us. I think that people who have some combination of discipline and hard work and good fortune. Those are the key elements.
Nice to meet you. I'm from Kyrgyzstan, a small Central Asian country. Could you tell some words from our people? So very motivated, very popular now country.
Okay. Well, greetings from America. Well, actually, I'm in Moscow right now, but I'm delighted to learn that people know who I am in your country. That's enormously flattering.
What do you think we can do to improve our relations between Russia and USA? What do you think we can do to improve our relations?
The important thing to understand is that there's a difference between the relationships between governments and the relationship between people, businesses. That may be the case that at the diplomatic level or the government level there may be tensions. That doesn't mean there have to be tensions between individuals who choose to do business with each other or to be friends or to travel in each other's countries. I run into Russians in New York City all the time, and they're enjoying themselves. I'm enjoying their company. It's possible for them to have close ties with Americans, so that we just have to keep those two spheres separate. That what happens up here at the government level is one thing, but the really important ties are the ones that happen between individuals.
But media also writes a lot about relations, yes, and New Yorker, also the magazine, also writes about relations. Is it possible also to write some more positive information about Russian and?
I would hope someone would do that. Yes, no. Unfortunately, we're at a time in the United States where politics dominates everything. It's all we talk about. And so, but this will pass. This is just we have a very unpopular leader right now, and that we're perhaps overly focused on looking at everything through the lens of politics. But we have to remember there's more to life than that.
Mr. Gladwell, who invited you here and why did you decide to join this event?
Well, I was invited by Synergy because I did a talk in New York for them, and it went very well. And they said, "Would you like to come to Moscow?" And I've never been to Moscow, so I thought it would be fun to come. even though it's November. Generally not a good idea to come to Moscow in November, but I decided to take a chance, and I'm happy I did.
And how do you feel about performing on stage with Jeff Monson and Steven Seagal?
I'm thrilled to be on the stage with all of the other speakers that have been gathered here. It's I don't expect the more important question is what does the audience think of that lunch? I'm not a member of the audience, so it's.
Would you buy a ticket to hear some business advice from Steven Seagal back at home?
Not business advice necessarily, but maybe advice of some kind. He's certainly a very successful, entrepreneur of sorts, and so it, I would be more than curious to find out what he has to say.
You are happy person.
I'm what?
You are happy. You are happy person.
Oh, am I happy? Yeah, I think so.
Жму руку вам. Дружба для вас это.
Friendship for you is
What's French for you?
What is friendship for me? Friendship for me is trust and sharing to critical moments.
Мы можем сюда чуть отойти, просто там вот так камера хорошо. Секунду, вот сюда чуть-чуть.
Two steps to come.
Отлично, отлично. Скажите, дружба для вас это.
Oh, and it said it means friendship is about trust and friendship is about sharing. It's about do I have faith in this person and am I willing to give up something for him?
Скажите ваше напутствие подрастающему поколению, тем, кто делает свои первые шаги в мир бизнеса.
A few words for young generation.
Oh, well, I'm aware of the fact that to be young today is different from any other time in history. There were an enormous number of threats and challenges that my generation did not face, but at the same time, there's also far more opportunities. So my advice to young people is to be bold and to try and ignore the bad stuff and focus on the opportunities.
Ваше хобби.
What's your hobby?
Вы только не раздевайтесь здесь, ладно?
Секундочку. Ваше хобби.
What's your hobby?
My hobby? I'm a runner. I'm a long-distance runner.
Спасибо большое. Я желаю самое главное в вашей семье – это здоровье, чтобы ваши дети и внуки оставляли такие же белые следы, как и вы ими гордились.
Oh,
Я жму руку вам. Привет из народа, все до народа. Пока-пока. Спасибо.
So it's your first time in Russia. What about your expressions?
Beer. Russian beer.
oh.
Can I take a selfie with you?
Thank you.
So the question is, what do you think about the new technologies, like some robots you can think without help of humanity, just like EE technology? What do you think about it? AI, yes, thank you.
AI. Well, I'm not an AI pessimist. I'm an AI optimist. I think that what all of these new enhanced intelligence technologies do is they create opportunities for human beings. They allow us to focus on what we do best. They can relieve burdens from us. They can reorient our society towards things that we're really good at and that robots can't do, like relate to people on a personal basis. I'm always reminded that in chess, when a chess player plays a computer, the chess player will lose. But when a chess player teams up with a computer against a computer, the team of the human and the computer wins. And that's a very important lesson for for what I think the future looks like.
And how do you think our robots are like human, or human is like robots? How do you think?
No,
It is like
a robot
simple.
is not a human, and never will be. Mostly because unless a robot manages to capture us in all of our frailty and humanity and irrationality, they'll never be like us. What is appealing to humans, about humans to humans, is the fact that we are imperfect. And that's what makes us lovable and fascinating. And whereas a robot is someone who is a rational creation, which means they may be very, very useful, but they're not terribly interesting. And human beings are driven by their curiosity, not by our kind of rational desires.
I understand. So it's your first time in Russia, like first time in your life. And how about your first expressions? So what do you feel? What have you seen the first when you came to Russia?
Well, I arrived yesterday and I took a very long walk, and I was struck by how beautiful Moscow is, and how different it looks. I'm very familiar with most of the major cities of Europe, but just the look of the architecture and everything is very unusual and unexpectedly beautiful. So I'm thrilled to be here.
Will you come in future again to Russia?
I hope so. I'll come when it's warmer.
Nice. Okay, in summertime it's really beautiful. So we'll be happy. Anyone else?
So could you describe what you're writing right now? I heard that it's a book about strangers.
Yes.
So what's the progress right now?
I've written a book called Talking to Strangers. It's largely finished. It will come out next year. And it's a book about all of the errors we make when we encounter people we don't know and can't trust. Which I think is an increasingly important problem in the modern age, when we're forced into interactions, increasingly with people who we don't know anything about. And I'm trying to understand why those interactions go wrong.
And will you include your Moscow experience?
Is it what?
Will you include your Moscow experience with
No,
strangers?
No, it will not. There'll be nothing. It's not a book about my experiences. It's a book about other people's experiences.
So now it's like a fashion. The people have some kind of chips. They're giving it the body, with the body. It's like a card. You can pay with it, like PayPal on your mobile phone. What do you think about it? About chips in the body of people?
Oh,
Yes.
well, I'm a little bit. I feel about that the same way I feel about my phone, which is I'm a little bit wary of devices that allow my behavior to be tracked. I think we need to be a little bit cautious about entering into arrangements with technological networks that compromise our freedom and our privacy. So I won't be getting a chip in my arm. Although if someone else wants to, they can go ahead.
Okay, I'm studying journalism in university. So in the future I hope I'll begin like international journalism. I hope so. And what advice can you give me to be more professional in the future, to have more experience in writing and talking with people?
Yeah. Well, I think the key thing in journalism is a journalist must have areas of real expertise. So it is not enough simply to be someone who interviews other people and summarizes their thinking. You have to have read widely and have some fundamental understanding of the fields in which you're going to write about and report on. And that suggests that becoming a good journalist takes a long time and a lot of effort, and requires an ongoing exercise in curiosity. That a journalist is someone who must wake up every day and say, I would like to learn something. That's what distinguishes them from other professions. You don't have to wake up in the morning. Oh. I change my mind all the time, so I wouldn't be surprised. I see. And the world may change a little bit. Yeah, I think that there are. It's impossible to know what success looks like 15 or 20 or 30 years.